Hello, and welcome back to Papo and Yo, Part 6, the final part.
So, do we have to go on another quest to do a dark ritual to bring back that girl back?
No. Actually, no.
She's the one with magic powers, not Quico.
Yeah, though we are turning statue monster into real monster, so take that as you will. And I didn't quite pull the switch enough. There we go. So, first things first, we have to put monster in the box.
Yay.
I am a man in a box.
And at that point, I realized I hadn't thrown the coconut far enough in, so I have to get another one.
So are you now starting your own, very own monster exports inc?
Yep.
You know, if you just had
Yes.
a Pokeball, this would be a lot easier.
Somebody had put those monsters in a box in Final Fantasy V. Clearly it was Quico.
Yep. Definitely
Yep.
Quico.
I just hope that you are not using same box that where Solid Snake is in.
Hey, monster in a box is better than monsters in your pocket.
That was horrible ripoff.
I won't argue.
Whoa.
Yeah,
Getting
we just
Inception in here.
We just folded half the town on top of itself.
Ripoff? You mean the one that came out first, Ozzy?
And we sent Lula to pull down some houses, because why not? And now we're jumping across the backs of houses, because they're on their sides.
And where else can you go, honestly?
So we open up the other side of the box.
Honestly, this level is, it's interesting, I'll say that much. But, it's definitely giving that Inception fun vibe.
Yeah. And Lula has to stay behind to keep the bridge going.
No, Lula!
We just brought you back!
So we've lost Lula again.
Oh, sad robot, sad.
Yeah. Bible thump.
Just fly across when you're done.
How's she going to know when we're across and done? By the way, we're here for 5 minutes. This isn't a 5-minute long elevator ride.
What? Really?
With no way to speed it up.
And of
So I
course,
just kind of jump around in corners trying to break
they had
things.
to put the super serial sad music in here.
Yeah.
But of course.
And Deco, I'm sorry, I'm going to ruin things for you again pretty soon. So just apologizing in advance.
Boo!
Yeah, if you don't want spoilers, now's the... too late.
At least I think I ruined things for Neko in this run. Yeah, I probably do.
Dad was a monster all along.
Yep.
Come on! Messing with the camera.
What else am I supposed to do? I'm stuck on an elevator for 5 minutes.
Giving extreme crotch shots?
Yes.
What the?
You can't really see it very well, but Quico's father actually has no eyes in here.
Really?
Yeah, his eyes are empty. Literally.
Well, I would be drinking and
No.
be angry too.
Not certain if it was intentional or not, but that's why the camera zooms out whenever you try to look at his face. Because his eyes really are just empty.
That's... Granted, if I saw that, that'd be pretty disturbing.
You know, this whole elevator / cart ride, it's just a metaphor for Quico letting go of his childhood, really. Like, Lula was his security, and he's letting Lula go.
Yeah, I suppose.
Possibly that's kind of a
I
stretch.
always thought that was a little bit later, but yeah, I can see that.
Finally, we're off of this ride.
Yeah. So I guess it's more 3 minutes than 5, but whatever.
And
It
and
feels like 5.
slip the planks falling to your death, you have to do the entire 5 minutes over again. Ah!
Thankfully not. If you manage to get off the elevator early, it just teleports you back onto the elevator at the end.
Yeah.
I've had moments like that happen to me in games.
Yeah, but this is the part why I find this game better than some of the indie games, because they actually managed to put some twist at the end
Yeah.
and still explain it everything.
Yeah.
Well, it took us a while, but I'm glad to see some different kind of architecture, personally. This is... So far, we've seen just ransacked buildings. This is an actual different thing, you know?
Yeah. It's the Stairmaster 3000. Artist passing all the video games.
Work
Burn
those
those
sides.
calories.
But yeah, this is the end where everything just comes together more for Quico than for the player. Usually the player's figured out what's going on by now.
Well, or player.
Usually, especially with children, you have to tell them what's going on rather than them actually figuring out themselves. So that's what this is.
That's mostly because that kind of thought requires insight, and most children don't have that.
Yeah.
You have to not just tell them, you also have to show and tell, and just sit down, look them in the eyes, you know?
Yeah, you have to explain things very clearly to children, and that's what this is, basically. It's showing Quico what's actually going on, and how he just has to let go and forget about his father, really. Because he can't help him.
Yeah, this game has some very deep shit.
Yeah, especially when you get to this point.
It really goes without saying that if you need to be able, your kid, you can't just stand up to your parents if your parents are being abusive. You need outside help.
Yeah, you really do.
A serious note here, if you are experiencing any of that, please go to a counselor, go to another adult, talk to them. Don't sit here and take it.
It goes without saying, to be perfectly honest.
I have to echo Neko's advice. And this is where it gets really explanatory. Bottles of whiskey on this end become frogs on that end. It just drops all pretense here. And just explains everything.
So it explains that you can make booze from frogs.
The
Or
frogs
you can turn
represent...
frogs.
The
Or
frogs represent alcohol.
Yeah, I
Specifically
got that, but I was trying to make joke. Fuck, this is too serious.
Sorry, we got very serious on the
I'm
last
pretty
deal.
sure frog liquor would taste disgusting.
Oh,
I'm pretty sure it'd be really funky.
And I'm still pretty sure that someone has tried it. Make it or drink it.
It's beer. They've tried to do everything with it.
When someone makes coffee from coffee beans that has some animal has already eaten once.
And heck, I guess I don't know if it'd be possible, but I would. Are you throwing like little dolls of yourself out there?
Alejandro, but yes. And monsters attacking them. I'm not entirely certain what it's supposed to represent, but it's... yeah, that's what
That
it
your
is.
father's a murderer?
Possibly. That's a possible interpretation.
It could mean that Alejandro is basically...
Yeah. One thing I will say, I know you're trying it all this time. You've been trying to save monster, your father and everything like that, and I can respect that because I don't agree with my old man half the time, but I at least respect him. I try to get some kind of relationship out of him.
Yeah.
But this is a story about this kid letting go of his emotional attachment to his abusive alcoholic father.
Yeah.
Letting go of his childhood so he can become a better man than his own father was.
Yeah.
That's the deeper narrative of this game.
And this is letting him go.
Right over the edge.
And the fucking music in this part.
Yeah. I don't know why they felt the need to put auto-tune on the kid. He's really good on his own.
One last platforming section to do, I guess, huh?
It's more a bridge, but that you can just walk across, but yeah.
Oh, I thought it would be more platform.
No. I mean, even the last one, that was just a bridge as well. I just skipped ahead and made it a platform. And that's the game.
Time.
Credits.
Speaking of which, what was your time for this run?
1:15:14, I think. It was decent, I suppose, overall. But even if you go back and time this, it'll be shorter because I cut out that little bit with the mess ups in Relax Why Don't You, with where you'd have to push monster along.
Credit says PC version. I
Yeah.
wonder if that means that there was like a different development team for the PS3 version.
I don't know actually. I don't think so. I think it was just the porting team. And there is a little bit of a jump in the music a little later on in the credits. That's because in the original run I didn't record the full credit sequence, and that's resulted in me having to get the full credits and put them in the end. But you might not notice it too much if you don't look for it. So, final thoughts. Neko?
Again, really, really good game. It's worth the purchase. The storyline alone, the storytelling in this is so simple but so deep. And the gameplay mechanics in this are amazing. It's definitely worth trying out if you haven't tried it out yet.
Okay. Ozzy?
Like we were saying towards the beginning, it's one of those super pretentious puzzle platforms, but it's one of the better ones, so I I can recommend it. But there's so many of them out there. I'm not surprised that many people out there are not even aware of it. But yeah, give it a shot.
Light Eagle?
Yeah, like I said, I don't know what part it was, but yeah, it's not maybe game for me, but if you like puzzle platformers, you should play it because it has very deep storyline for what it is. For like even without skipping shit, it's on like a 2 hours or something game.
Yeah, you can beat it in 2 to 3 hours. And last but not least, Chaos?
Yeah, I mean, I'm kind of with Light Eagle. It's a really good game with a really good story, but it's just not something that I would be particularly interested in myself as far as playing it.
Fair enough. I guess
Yeah.
I guess
And
actually
a
last would
PS3
be
version.
me. I love this game, obviously. I speedrun it. I have to agree with everything Neko said about it. Really great story, told really well. Definitely worth your time if you like puzzle platformers at all. Definitely give it a shot if you have any interest in the genre at all. Or maybe just for the story, even if you don't like the gameplay.
What about it as a speed run? Would you recommend this to other people? Like, oh yeah, give it a shot if you are in speed running.
It is a very fun speed run. I really enjoy the run. It's worth learning if you like speedrunning, I think. But I also know there are a lot of games to choose from if you're going to speedrun, but this is probably worth your consideration. It's a pretty quick run. It's not too difficult unless you're going to go into out-of-bounds stuff. That can get very complicated very quickly. But, yeah. And I suppose I can plug it. I'm working with a couple other runners of this game, Crownix and the Englishman, to make a segmented out-of-bounds run, which we're still working on. Papo and Yo terminado rapidamente. Papo and Yo done quick. Currently, it's about 4 minutes ahead of the world record, and we're not even done.
Good luck with that. If
Thank
there's
you.
one, it's the only problem with segmented runs is that because you're doing segmented, the room for error is almost non-existent. So it's a huge dedication.
It really is, but I think it's worth it in the end for such a good-looking run. And do we have anything else to add here at the end?
No, not really. I mean, we pretty much said everything that needs to be said within this last part. You know.
Yeah, I personally would put like just a link for the Englishman and the description at this video.
Of course.
Yeah.
Of course. So, yeah, we'll let the credits run out. Thank you very much for watching, and we hope to see you next time. Again, I'm Wormtalon.
Ozzy.
Kazuneko, of course.
Chaos.
Doof.
He means Light Eagle. Alright. Thank you again for watching. See you next time.